And Bitcoin jumping to yet another new record, this time above 121,000.
Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and this is a picture that was taken in the Ripple New York office last year when they finally came to a decision that XRP was not a security. And here we are now, a year later, and we are just about to hit an all-time high. This is so exciting. I even went down, grabbed myself a bottle of pink sparkle so that I could toast live with all of you when that moment happens. The funniest comment when I posted that I was jumping down on my bike to go do that, somebody said, nah, just grab one of those strong zeros from 7-Eleven. That made me laugh. You may not have this in your country. I saw there's only 5 countries that it is shipped to. It's a product by Suntory, which is the big maker of drinks here in Japan. And the Strong Zero is made by freezing the fruit in liquid nitrogen at a minus 195.8 degrees Celsius, which is a minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Hence the name, the 196 Celsius drink. It has real pulverized fruit that's soaked in this vodka and soda. It's low cal, low sugar, so popular. It is very strong, 9%. And in the US, I did read that in the limited markets that they brought it in, they only have it at 6%. But wow, I can just tell you that I wanted to give you a little fluff to open up this video. It's a very exciting market. We had XRP touching $3, and well, in the top 100 by market cap, we've got the best performing in the last 24 hours is Algorand, up 16%, SUI up 14%, and XDC up 11%. You can see that Bitcoin has just backed off just slightly off of that high. We're sitting at 121,803 at the time of this recording. We're nearing a $4 trillion total market cap. It's just, I'm having a good time. If you had invested just $10,000 3 years ago, this is what your return would be. And I think the Bitcoin maxis will have to get out their jar for tears. You can see that XRP would have brought you 77,000. You've got Bitcoin bringing you a return of 52,000, and the ROI on Ethereum, 19,000. And yes, thank you so much, Michael Saylor, for buying another 4,225 Bitcoin today. Yes, you spent 472 million. You now hold over 600,000 Bitcoin. Well, yeah, all I can say is just keep her going. Vivek gave us this post that Bitcoin just overtook gold, and he claims as the best performing asset this year in the world. I don't know. We've got XRP in the last 12 months way outperforming Bitcoin. It's up 468% compared to its 103% for Bitcoin. Not Financial Advice gave a very heartfelt post yesterday, and I think he was feeling moved. We have been waiting as the XRP community for 8 years to hit the all-time high. It's been a very, very long 8 years, especially because of the SEC lawsuit. And according to CoinMarketCap, the high in dollars was $3.84. And that occurred in 2018. I do think we're on our way this time, and the list of people that he put in on his shout out to the OGs in the space, and then of course there were others included, and rightly so, because I have a mad respect for all of those that were mentioned. Since many of us were here at the 5 for $1 or earlier, and I do detect from a lot of side conversations that many are getting ready to finally take some profit. And I think many also will quietly move on, which is great to have such a fantastic ending of a chapter that has been 8 years long. And so if you don't hear me say it again, I want to take this opportunity to say that everybody who has been hanging in there for all these years, it has also been a great inspiration to me, and you've been awesome. Yes, there is something happening here. We're talking about tokenization, and we've got a very good article. How soon will it impact crypto prices? This is a published article just from July 7th. It is the Chief Information Officer, Matt Hogan of Bitwise, and it showed up on their blog. And he mentions 4 assets he sees could be a winner. That is Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Chainlink. As Larry Fink of BlackRock has said, everything will be tokenized. According to Matt, he feels it's too early to just bet on the one winner. Actually, I think they're all 4 going to be winners. The market is expected to have a 4,000x. He makes a suggestion to have the ETF basket that they offer, and yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. It is filled with Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, Tron, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Stellar, and Avalanche. You can see the weighting here, 31% with Ethereum, 30% with Bitcoin, 15% XRP, and then we've got these smaller amounts as it cascades down with just 0.96% Stellar. I think that was maybe a mistake. Stellar is performing surprisingly well. And I think Avalanche is going to be a very good altcoin performing in this season as well. Chainlink, yeah, absolutely. Bitcoin Cash always does. It always does. It's a fork. It is a fork that took place with Roger Ver at the helm. Cardano, yeah, I think the moves that the foundation and Charles are making, I think they're headed in the right path. Tron, of course, the Tron network is turning out to be very popular for stable coins. And granted that he got a lot of, well, I don't know if I would call it negative press in the beginning, but yeah, okay, let's just say it like it is. He got a lot of negative press in the beginning. But you have to really give the respect sign to someone who hangs in there and continues to build. Solana is a favorite among many in this space. So yeah, this is a great basket. I would say I agree. If you don't want to take your chances and make a bet on one right now, then an ETF with a basket makes sense. And always with price action, there is a surge of newbies that come into the space. And I want to say, please be careful because the scams will also increase. And here is one that is a company that's actually even paying for press releases, and they claim to do XRP mining. There is no XRP mining, and this is a scam. Even the CEO of MoonPay was recently scammed, and it was an email address that was swapped with a lowercase for an L to mimic the official domain, and unfortunately they sent out more than 250,000 USD Tether. I was on a call last week with a former Ripple employee who was one of the first 10 employees to be hired. And I was asked what kinds of things do I wish would change in the space. And one of which I said is I wish people would do more really good research. And I'm not talking about reading X and believing everything you see. I mean, really doing your own research, because what happens is we get an abundance of misinformation out there, and one of which has been a long, ongoing 3-year battle, which I gave up fighting for a while, and yes, sometimes it sends me off, but it's about the ISO 20022. And as you can see, yes, the switch was flipped for Fedwire, and as Vet says, absolutely nothing happened. I explained to him that ever since the X platform monetized, the increase of hype channels has just gone into a stratosphere of disappointment for me, and one of which was those that hyped this ISO 20022 live date. And so, yeah, all I can say is don't believe anything that you read or see until you double and triple check the information. Now I have a clip for you that is very important because you really need to listen carefully to this. There is a narrative being crafted in this space, and it is done because they know that a lot of people don't understand the technology. And if you are investing, you must understand the technology or you're going to be duped. And unfortunately, there are too many channels, just way too many channels that don't understand the technology. And so they will tell you things and you don't have the information to question them or to tell them that they are wrong. And you continue to, unfortunately, spend your valuable time watching those channels that will tell you things that are just not possible. So have a listen to this because I think you're going to see that there is a crafted narrative. It is marketing, and they do it to sell into the retail investors. Yeah, all I can say is just heed the warning here and know that it does happen, and it happens with every project.
If Ethereum keeps, scaling the L2s, and as we know at the moment, the L2s, they don't really pay Ethereum very much for hosting that activity. So how do you see value accruing to ETH?
There is increased mind share that's happening of Ethereum based on those L2 projects. That creates awareness, that creates a virtuous cycle, that creates a mind share. And then you have retail buying Ethereum because they're beginning to understand the thesis. It's just about mind share. That's why Bitcoin is up where it is now. It had first mover advantage, so it has this large mind share.
Okay, yeah, I still don't feel like your answer addresses tokenomics. It's more like marketing or something, the way you're answering this.
It is. I'm answering it in the form of mind share. It is marketing in some ways, absolutely. And that's marketing is the only way you're going to really get a large section of retail to buy Ethereum. There are a lot of people who are speculating on Ethereum and Bitcoin. They don't quite understand the L2 project. So I'm trying to answer your question directly in terms of how Ethereum pricing is going to be affected by L2 projects. I understand not directly, but through mindshare and through marketing and through narrative that's being finally distributed, you're going to have retail understanding what Ethereum can do, because you can't have these kinds of L2 projects on Bitcoin. So you're going to find these retail buyers buying Ethereum instead of Bitcoin because of this mindshare. But there's no direct connection. I agree with you. There's no direct connection between those projects and the price of Ethereum, but there is a connection between the narrative, mindshare, and marketing, as you call it.
A 47-second clip that's going to take you out to give you an idea of what's coming for the XRP community. And so until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
For a one-time membership fee of $10 paid in XRP, the ZAO welcomes XRP holders worldwide into a vibrant, self-sustaining ecosystem independent of Ripple, where they can exercise voting rights and help craft the organization's governing principles. Members collectively drive innovation, fueling investments, and generate profits shared amongst them. By joining, you not only contribute to, but also shape the future of this dynamic, decentralized community.